Today, I want to talk to you about the power of concentrating on your own life in a way that is not about pride or being better than others, but about your walk with God. So many people are tired, unhappy, and mixed up not because they lack talent, but because their focus is split. They try to make everyone happy, keep up with everyone else, and measure themselves against everyone they see. I want to be very clear today that this is not about being selfish, thinking only of yourself, or ignoring the needs of those around you. It is about being a good manager of what you have. God has given you one life, one mind, one heart, and one specific job to do. If you do not take charge of that, no one else can do it for you. Many times, God tells people to look after their own growth, yet we often look at other people. We look for their approval and watch what they are doing, how fast they are moving, or how blessed they seem. Without knowing it, we lose our own way. God never asked you to run a race that belongs to someone else. He wants you to live your life even if it looks different from others. Comparison is one of the biggest tools used to stop you. It will always hold you back. If your focus can be broken, your progress can be slowed down. The goal is to get you offended, worried, complaining, and doubting yourself. The moment you take your eyes off your own path, you lose the mental strength that your own life deserves. Some thoughts are just distractions disguised as concerns. Do not worry about people who are not going where you are going. Some people spend too much time living in yesterday or worrying about what might fail. God wants you to look at what is possible. Focusing on yourself also means understanding that your value does not come from what people think. If you let others define you, they can also destroy you. When you know who you are in God, they lose their power over you. You do not need the world to tell you that you are okay. You have divine approval. God said you are chosen, prepared, and capable. When you focus on that truth, your confidence begins to grow naturally. So many people are worn out because they are trying to live up to expectations God never put on them. You have more strength to give when you stop wasting it on things that do not matter. Growth takes time because you cannot grow before you are ready. God is building your character, making your faith stronger, and getting you ready for what is coming. If you rush ahead of God, you might get there faster, but you won't be ready to stay there. Often we are bothered by other people because they seem more secure, but true security comes from staying focused. Confidence comes from knowing who you are and where you are going. You lose that when you are distracted by the cheers or the boos of others. God has a plan for your future. When you stop blaming your situation and start believing that God can use anything to move you forward, things change. Opinions can make a lot of noise, but God speaks in the quiet. When you shut out the noise and look inward, clarity comes. You may not get all the answers at once, but you will get enough peace to take the next step. There will be times when it feels like everyone is passing you by. Others are getting promoted, starting businesses, or getting noticed, and you wonder if you have been forgotten. But focusing on your own journey reminds you that a delay is not a denial. God is acting with a purpose. He knows exactly when you are ready. If you stay focused, faithful, and patient, what is meant for you will not pass you by. Focusing on yourself also means being kind to yourself. You are human. Do not be too hard on your mistakes and do not give up on your dreams. Get back up. Some would love for you to focus only on your flaws so that you forget your strengths, but God sees the whole picture. He sees who you are becoming, not just where you are right now. When you focus on your growth, you win small victories every day. These daily wins lead to big breakthroughs over time. Thinking about your life with honesty and integrity may seem simple, but it turns into something powerful. You are building a base for the blessings God wants to give. I truly believe that some of the greatest breakthroughs happen when you stop looking at others and start looking at what God is doing in you. As you do this, you will see your confidence and faith get deeper. You won't feel the need to explain your life to everyone. You won't feel forced to prove anything. You know that as long as you are honoring God and growing every day, you are exactly where you need to be. Focus is not about being alone. It is about being in line with your purpose. When you are aligned, nothing can stop what God has already planned for your life. When you begin to quiet the distractions and the comparisons, something powerful happens inside you. Your mind becomes clearer, your heart becomes lighter, and your spirit becomes stronger. One of the biggest reasons people struggle today is not a lack of talent or a lack of opportunity, but a lack of focus. We live in a world that always pulls at our attention. Social media, opinions, and endless noise compete for your focus every single day. If you are not intentional, you will spend your life just reacting instead of becoming who God made you to be. Comparison is very dangerous because it looks like it isn't a big deal. You tell yourself you are just watching or just keeping up. But slowly, without you knowing it, comparison steals your happiness. You start measuring your life against the best parts of someone else's life. You see their success, but not what they gave up. You see their smile, but not their hard times. You see their blessing, but not their battles. God never wanted you to live your life looking sideways at everyone else. When you compare, you lose clarity. When you focus, you gain confidence. God made you with a unique fingerprint and a unique calling. When you compare your start to someone else's middle, you will always feel like you are failing. But the truth is, you are not behind at all. You are right on time according to God's plan. When you stop the comparison, you free yourself from pressure God never put on you. You stop rushing and stressing, and you start trusting. Distractions do not always look like bad things. Sometimes they look like good opportunities that are actually just meant to take you off your path. They come as noise that sounds important, but pulls you away from what really matters. If the enemy cannot destroy your purpose, he will try to distract you from it. He will keep you busy but not productive, and connected but empty. That is why focusing on yourself is so important. It brings you back to the center. It reminds you of what God said to you, not what everyone else is saying. When you quiet the noise, you begin to hear God more clearly. God is always speaking, but often we are too distracted to listen. Our minds are full of worry and fear. We play back conversations and think too much about situations, but God speaks in peace. When you quiet the noise, direction comes. You may not hear a loud voice, but you will feel a deep confidence and a sense of clarity inside that tells you which way to go. Many people are confused about their future, not because God isn't guiding them, but because they are listening to too many different voices. One says, do this, another says, do that. But when you focus on your own heart, you stop needing everyone to agree with you. You understand that God's direction for your life may not make sense to everyone else, and that is okay. The more you compare, the more you doubt yourself. You start questioning your calling because you are too busy looking at how far someone else has gone. But when you stop comparing, you start liking your own progress. You see the growth God has already finished in you. You see the strength you have gained. Some seasons are meant for quiet growth. Some people miss great opportunities because they are too distracted by being noticed. They stop being faithful because they are too busy watching others. Focusing on yourself takes discipline. Discipline brings growth, and growth brings success. Focusing on yourself also means protecting your energy. Not every situation deserves a reaction, and not every person deserves your time. Some people will misunderstand you no matter what you do. If you focus on making them happy, you will lose yourself. When you focus on your purpose, you are not easily upset. You don't let small things steal your peace. You understand that staying focused is more important than being right. Comparison can even hurt your faith if you are not careful. You see God blessing someone else and you start asking why it isn't happening for you. But when you stop comparing, you realize that God has plenty of blessings for everyone. Someone else's success does not mean yours is delayed. God is not limited. He knows exactly what you need and when you need it. Focusing on yourself helps you trust God's timing instead of doubting His goodness. When distractions are quiet, your confidence grows from the inside. You don't need constant praise or likes. You know who you are even when no one is watching. That kind of confidence is strong and steady. It is not about the applause of people. When you walk with that kind of confidence, people can feel it. Focusing on yourself also helps you use your time better. You stop wasting hours on things that do not help you. You become more careful with your thoughts. You understand that everything is either moving you closer to your goal or further away. You choose growth over comfort. You choose hard work over quick fixes. There will always be moments when you feel tempted to look around and compare yourself to others. That is normal, but you do not have to stay there. You can bring your mind back to your own path. Over time, it gets easier. Peace becomes your normal state. You stop just reacting to life and start leading it. Silencing distractions does not mean hiding from the world. It means being selective about what gets your attention. Jesus himself often went away to quiet places to pray. He did this because he understood the power of focus. If he needed quiet time to stay on track, how much more do we need it? When you focus on yourself, you actually become better at helping others. You cannot give to others if you are empty. When you are always distracted and comparing yourself, you get drained. But when you are focused and steady, you have something real to offer. Your growth becomes an example of God's work. I truly believe many people are just one decision away from a breakthrough. That decision is to stop comparing and start focusing. Stop watching others and start becoming who you are meant to be. God has placed everything you need inside you. The moment you silence the noise, you step into a level of growth that no one can take from you. A lot of people are waiting for life to change before they change themselves. But real change happens the other way around. When you focus on yourself consistently, even in small ways, you are planting seeds that will shape your future. God works through a process, and that process is fed by daily work, not just trying every once in a while. Your mindset is the base of everything you become. How you think decides how you feel, how you speak, and how you act. If you allow negative thoughts to take over, they will limit what you can do. But when you focus on changing your mindset, you begin to see life in a new way. You stop expecting the worst and start looking for God's goodness. You stop defining yourself by your past and start seeing yourself through faith. Focusing on yourself means you take responsibility for what you allow to stay in your thoughts. Every day, bad thoughts will come. They will try to tell you that you are not good enough or that it is too late. Those thoughts are just there to distract you. You do not have to accept every thought that enters your head. When you focus on your mindset, you learn to replace lies with the truth. You remind yourself that God has already given you what you need. You remind yourself that what He started, He will finish. Over time, those good thoughts become your habit and your confidence rises. Investing in your mindset also means feeding your mind with the right things. What you listen to and what you read matters more than you think. If you always feed on negativity and fear, your spirit will feel heavy. But when you focus on yourself, you become careful about what you take in. You choose words that build you up. You choose messages that make your faith stronger. You choose places that inspire you to grow. Little by little, your inner world becomes stronger and your outer life begins to show it. Along with your mind, your character is one of the best things you can work on. Talent may open doors, but character keeps them open. God is more interested in who you are becoming than how fast you succeed. When you focus on building character, you choose to do the right thing even when it is hard. You choose to be humble even when you could get praise. You choose to stay steady even when no one is watching. Those quiet decisions build a life that truly matters. Character is built in private long before it is seen in public. It is built when you keep your word and when you treat people with kindness. Focusing on yourself means you stop blaming others for how you act and start taking ownership of your own attitude. You realize that how you respond is what matters. You may not control what happens, but you control who you become because of it. There will be moments when taking a shortcut looks easier. There will be times when giving in seems harmless. But when you work on your character, you trust that God honors honesty. You understand that shortcuts may give quick results, but they won't give you lasting peace. When you focus on being the right person, God will bring the right opportunities at the right time. Purpose is another area that needs daily work. Purpose is not something you find overnight. It shows up as you stay faithful, step by step. Many people feel frustrated because they are chasing a big future without being faithful right now. Focusing on yourself means you do what you can with what you have right where you are. You may not see the big picture yet, but God does. Every small act of following His lead is preparing you for something greater. When you invest in your purpose, you stop measuring success by how fast you go and start measuring it by how well you are following God's path. Ask yourself if you are growing and becoming better. Are you honoring God with your gifts? You understand that purpose is not about getting applause. It is about making a difference. Some of the most important work God does in you happens when no one else sees it. Daily growth also requires discipline. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps you moving. There will be days you don't feel like working or thinking positively, but when you focus on yourself, you show up anyway. You understand that doing small things every day is better than doing a lot just once in a while. When you invest in yourself daily, you also learn to be patient with the process. You stop getting upset when things take time. You understand that strong things are not built quickly. God is not in a hurry, and you don't have to be either. What He is building in you is meant to last. If you stay focused, you will look back one day and see how far you have come, even if it felt slow at the time. Focusing on yourself also means matching your words with your purpose. What you say about your life matters. If you always speak about fear and failure, you will limit your growth. But when you speak life, hope, and faith, you start what God has placed inside you. You may not feel confident yet, but if you keep speaking with confidence, your feelings will catch up. Words are like seeds, and what you say today produces your future. As you work on your mind, character, and purpose, you will notice a change in how you handle hard times. Your reaction will change. You won't give up as quickly. You will have an inner strength that comes from knowing you are growing even through the struggle. That strength doesn't come from your situation. It comes from your daily work on yourself. People may not notice your growth at first, and that is okay. This time is not about impressing others. It is about becoming who God called you to be. When the time is right, what you have been building will show naturally. Investing in yourself daily makes you ready for more responsibility and more blessings. As you grow on the inside, you make room for new things on the outside. That is why focus is so powerful. There will be seasons when it feels like you are giving more than you are getting. You are praying and working, but things seem slow. Do not get discouraged. Seeds grow underground before they break through the dirt. What you are doing today is taking root. God sees every effort and every quiet decision to keep going. When you focus on yourself this way, you stop needing constant approval. You gain a quiet confidence that knows you are moving forward even when you can't see the progress yet. This creates a space for God to work even more in your life. Daily effort is not always exciting, but it changes everything. It means choosing growth when it's easier to stay the same and choosing faith when fear is loud. If you stay the course, God will take you further than you ever thought possible. As you keep moving forward on this journey of self-focus, you must realize that the greatest battles are won in your mind before they are seen in the world. You cannot reach a new level of life with an old way of thinking. Every morning you have a choice to either look at your problems or look at your potential. If you wake up and immediately start checking on what others are doing, you are giving away your peace before the day even begins. You are letting someone else's highlight reel dictate your mood. But when you choose to stay focused inward, you protect your spirit. You start to understand that your current situation is not your final destination. It is just a training ground. God is using the quiet moments, the hard work, and even the delays to sharpen your skills. If everything came easily, you wouldn't have the strength to hold on to the blessing when it finally arrives. Focus is the fuel that keeps you going when the excitement wears off. You also need to understand that being focused means learning how to say no. You cannot reach your goals if you are trying to be everywhere for everyone. High-level growth requires high-level boundaries. It is okay if people don't understand your new focus. It is okay if you aren't as available as you used to be. You are not being cold, you are being committed. When you value your time, others will start to value it too. But more importantly, you show God that you are serious about the life He gave you. When you stop chasing distractions, you start attracting the right opportunities. You don't have to force doors open when you are prepared. They open naturally because you have become the person who can handle what is on the other side. Integrity in the small things leads to authority in the big things. Finally, remember that your worth is already settled. You aren't working on yourself to become valuable. You are working on yourself because you already are valuable. You are a masterpiece in progress. Don't let a bad day or a slow season convince you that you're failing. Just like a building needs a deep foundation before it can rise high, your life needs deep roots. Every time you choose discipline over ease, you are digging deeper. Every time you choose to be kind to yourself instead of critical, you are getting stronger. Stay the course and keep your eyes on the path God has set for you. You are closer than you think, and the work you are doing in private will soon lead to a public breakthrough that exceeds your expectations. Keep focusing, keep growing, and keep trusting the plan. Building on this, you must realize that staying focused is a daily choice to value your peace over the noise. It is easy to start a journey, but the real power is in staying on it when things get quiet. Many people quit right before their breakthrough because they feel like nothing is happening. They look at their life and see the same routine, the same challenges, and the same surroundings. But under the surface, deep change is taking place. Just because you don't see a mountain moving doesn't mean God isn't working on the path ahead. When you focus on your own heart and mind, you are building a spirit that cannot be shaken. You are becoming a person who doesn't need the world to clap to feel successful. You find joy in the progress, not just the prize. One of the most important parts of this growth is learning to let go of what no longer fits your future. As you focus on yourself, you might notice that certain habits, conversations, or even connections start to feel heavy. This isn't because those things are necessarily bad, but because they are no longer in line with where you are going. You cannot carry the weight of everyone's drama and still run your race with speed. Focusing on yourself gives you the courage to walk away from the things that drain you. It gives you the clarity to see that your energy is a gift that should be protected. When you clear out the clutter in your life, you make room for the new blessings God wants to pour in. You start to see that being selective is not about being better than others. It's about being faithful to your own calling. As you continue to invest in yourself, you will start to notice a new kind of strength rising up. You won't be as bothered by a negative comment or a setback. You will have an inner knowing that says your future is secure because it is in God's hands. This focus allows you to be happy for others without feeling like you are losing out. You can celebrate a friend's success because you know God has a specific plan for you that no one else can take. You stop living in a state of lack and start living in a state of abundance. You realize that there is enough room for everyone to win. When you are focused, you are free. You are free from the need to prove yourself, free from the trap of jealousy, and free to become exactly who you were born to be. Keep planting those seeds of discipline and faith because a harvest is coming that will be worth every moment of your focus.